Hello, everyone. I am so excited today. Um, our Louisiana Cajun and Creole Tarot has arrived. This is the prototype deck that I received from the printer, and I am just ecstatic how great they came out. And I just want to show you all what they look like. So let's check it out. Let me turn on the light here a little bit. Come on, light. Okay. All right. So this is the box for it, and here's the back of the card. So each box set comes with the full deck, and then it also has this cute little pocketbook with it. So this little quick guide to the tarot. All right, and it's in full color, and it's got just brief little meanings for each of the cards. If you need to refresh, and if you're not familiar, it also kind of gives you a little story leading into why the suits were changed. So this comes with the deck as well. Now there's also a more in-depth book that I am still in the process of writing. It will be out in a couple of weeks. That goes along with the deck. So they will all be ready when the rest of the cards are printed. But again, this is just the prototype deck. So I am just ecstatic. So here we go. Look how beautiful the back came out. Toby really did an amazing job with these cards. I'm very shocked that they came out so well. So let's go ahead and look at them. So here's the Nunk of Fiddles card. And the Taunt of Fiddles. Here we have T-Boy of Fiddles. Let me move them over a little bit because I realize I'm cutting them off. You can see the Cathedral at Jackson Square here. And here we got Jolie of Fiddles. And then here's the 10 of Fiddles. So the 10, the Fiddles kind of tell a story. And it is the story of the Grand Derangement, which is the Cajuns when they were, the Acadian people, shall I say, not the Cajuns, when the Acadian people were kicked from out of Nova Scotia. And it kind of tells their story. And this is the picture here. The 10 of Fiddles is when they're arriving in Louisiana. And then we have the 9 of Fiddles. 9 fiddles sitting out on the front porch. We got the 8 of Fiddles. The 7 of Fiddles. The 6 of Fiddles. We got the 5 of Fiddles. The 4 of Fiddles. The 3 of Fiddles. The 2 of Fiddles. And then the Ace of Fiddles. I don't know. I really love the way they came out. They were actually beat my expectations. All right, let's see. Let's look at the rest of them. So the next, well, so with every deck here comes a reference card, and this is, you can scan this and actually look up the meanings to the cards, the deeper meanings. I'm still working on this website. Okay, so this is it's in progress. Okay, a work in progress. But yes, you'll be able to scan this, and it's kind of got this little quick reference guide too, in case you forgot it at home. But it also gives you some deeper meanings into the cards. Yes, it's the new deck, Amanda. I just got it in today. I've been so excited. Um, this is the certificate of authenticity that comes with the deck too. Just showing that this is the very first print of the deck. Okay, and then each one will have a handwritten number here, telling which number deck you receiving. So my Kickstarter backers and my Etsy backers, the ones who backed me first, you will be getting them in order of who was the first uh, uh, to receive them. So thank you all for my early backers, and you will be getting the first sets. So you'll get like a low number here, maybe a 4 or 5 or so forth. Thank you, thank you. Yes, I agree. I think Toby did a really amazing job on these. I really, I told him when he was when he's painting, I said, put him in like a George Rodrigue style, and so that's what we got here. That kind of that raw Cajun style that we're familiar with. All right, and then we got Taunt the accordions here. You can see the Trafalgar Basin Bridge in the background on that one. And then we have the T-Boy of accordions. It's kind of hard to tell in this image with the camera, but it's actually the bridge and Bro Bridge in the back. And then we got the Jolie of accordions. And she's actually standing in front of the bank in Abbeville. And then we have here the 10 of accordions. The accordions tell the story of Evangeline searching for her love, Gabriel. So if you're not familiar with the story of Evangeline, it's a poem, and the poem is written about the Acadians, and Evangeline and her love, are separated, and eventually they rendezvous right before his death. So this is the end of the story where she's meeting Gabriel. Right, this bittersweet meeting, right, where finally they get to see one another again, but at the same time he's dying. This is the 9 of accordions, and that's Gabriel in the shadow there in the back. This is the 8 of accordions showing her search. Here she's, traveling through the swamp with those accordions drifting in the water. Here the 7 of accordions where she's at a crossroads, looking, searching. Here's the 6 of accordions. And by the way, the accordions are the cups, right? It replaces the suit of the cups. So that's why there's children in the back on this one, in the field playing, and she's reminiscing about what it would be like if her and Gabriel got to have children, And this is again before we're going kind of backwards here. This is the 4 of accordions. This is when the ships are sailing away from Nova Scotia. Let's say 4. That's the 5. I'm sorry. This is the 4. 4 is kind of a destitute one here, right? Really focus on the negative, not realizing what's going on. Here's the 3 of accordions, though. It's a celebration. It's a wedding. Here's the 2 of accordions. 2 lovers in a field. And here's the Ace of accordions. That first spark. That love at first sight. Alright, so that's the accordion suit. Put these aside. Alright. Here we got the Nonc of triangles. Featuring, stereotypical look of one of our governors. Here we have the Taunt of triangles. And the triangles replace the swords. Here's the T-Boy of triangles. Sitting in front of the old state capitol building in Baton Rouge. Here is the Jolie de triangles. A young girl at a university here in Louisiana. Here's the 10 of triangles. This one actually shows a monument collapsed here from its pedestal. Kind of the changing of the guard. This is the 9 of triangles. And yes, this is the BP oil spill. This is the Deepwater Horizon on fire. So definitely showing that nightmare for us. Destruction of our coasts and our oil field, all that wrapped into one. Here's the 8 of triangles. This is actually taken from a famous image of Katrina victims crossing into Gretna. This is the 7 of triangles, featuring several of Louisiana's politicians at a gambling table, making some backdoor deal. This is the 6 of triangles. This is actually depicting Louisiana's civil rights movement. This is the 5 of triangles. It's actually depicting the assassination of Huey Long. This is the 4 of triangles, and this is depicting a popularist politician telling the people everything they want to hear. Here is the 3 of triangles. These are 3 young Creole men in New Orleans. Here's the 2 of triangles. This is actually depicting 2 soldiers at the battlefield of Chalmette, also known as the Battle of New Orleans. And this is the Ace of triangles, which the angel here is representing manifest destiny. And if you see, it has a Louisiana purchase here, showing, you know, that Louisiana was so important to what became the United States. So that's the triangle suit. Here's the Knock of washboards, okay? Or the King of Pentacles. Here's the Taunt of washboards. Here's the T-Boy of washboards. We got one of our football players. You can see our flags too in the background. Here is the Jolie of washboards. Hey, Stormy. Here is the 10 of washboards. So this is the deck. It came in. This is fresh from I just got it today. And I've been really excited that I was finally able to get the prototype. And they just came out perfect. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm just so ecstatic. Like, I really, really am. This is the 9 of washboards. The 8 of washboards. The 7 of washboards. The 5 of washboards. This one's more depicting like plantation life. Here's the 6 of washboards. The 4 of washboards. The 3 of washboards. The 2 of washboards. And finally, the Ace of washboards. I'm not going to lie. This actually wasn't the color that I wanted for the Ace of washboards. And I totally misinterpreted the color that I wanted. But actually, this turned out great. I love the purple now. Like, it just worked out perfect. Perfect. All right, let's look at the Major Arcana. All right, so here's the Joie de Vie, the joy of life. This is replacing the World card. Here is the Back Door. So a little story about the Back Door. It's one of my favorite Cajun songs. You probably know that Je passe de la partenariat. And it means, the story is of the song, if you, most people don't even know the lyrics, is that, this guy is going out, staying out all night, and then he has to sneak back into his house. And he did by doing so, by slipping through the back door where no one's going to notice him, right? So that's what replaced the judgment card, because in that moment of him sneaking in and gets caught, and it's that moment of, I shouldn't have been doing that kind of situation. So it's kind of a different interpretation of the judgment, where it's more of a self-judgment, okay, as opposed to others. All right, here is the Beau Soleil, which is the sun card. And if you're not familiar with Beau Soleil, so I'm a descendant of Joseph Beausoleil Broussard, like 14 different ways, because my family is like 70% Broussards that married Broussards, and first cousins and second cousins married each other along the way. So Joseph Beausoleil Broussard is one of my ancestors. And when I knew that I wanted the sun card to literally be the Beau Soleil, the beautiful sun. Here is the moon card, La Lune, with this beautiful blue heron. This is actually one of my favorite paintings that Toby did for this one. Here is the star card featuring Evangeline. And someone asked, or did a review of my cards and said, why would you pick Evangeline to be the sun card? And I was like, why wouldn't I? Evangeline was full of hope in Longfellow's poem. Evangeline longed to see her Gabriel again. And that, even though they did not meet up until another lifetime, she, that hope that she had to see her love again she just filled her with joy and love. And that's why she's the star card. Yes, the book is gonna explain all of this. There's a little book that comes with it that has a little bit of explanation, but there's gonna be a bigger book that's gonna have all that with it as well. So you got that. And also, I think you missed it at the beginning, this card comes with the deck as well. And when you scan the QR code, it goes to the website for the deck. And that website's also going to have a lot more information than the little book. So basically, there's a little book with a little bit of information. There's a website with more information. And then there's going to be a book with a lot of information. Because I know people like me that will skim and just find the most important stuff out of things. So that's going to be like the middle range, online version. And then there's going to be the in-depth version, because I have friends that want an encyclopedia for each card. So I'm still working on that one. That one's my big work. And then there's the little brief meanings of this here that just kind of give you a little short explanation for each card. So this is easy, can carry with you, and it fits inside the box. So it's right there. All right, the Derrick. Someone asked, why would I put an all-field Derrick as the tower card? And again, why wouldn't I? If you notice, this is some old Derrick pumping out this smoke. It's probably about to blow, okay? And it depicts the volatile nature of the oil field. And if any of us have any family that works in the oil field, we know it's either rags or riches with the oil field. You can be rich and, living the high life working in the oil field, or you could be dirt poor because the oil field has just come to a complete halt. And all that money that you had is now gone. I've had family that lost everything twice, right? Early 2000s, the mid 80s, because of the oil field and the rockiness of the oil field. And that's why I chose the Derrick card to replace the tower. And it's a tower. It's an old Derrick. All right? The Rougarou. The Rougarou. Kind of that mysteriousness behind the Rougarou. And he's also transformation, right? Because if you're not familiar with a Rougarou, it's basically a Cajun werewolf, right? But there's a little bit more to it than that. Because the Rougarou only attaches to certain people for certain things. And we're going to talk more about that story later. All right. The Bon Temps. the good times. And if you're not familiar with that, laissez le bon temps rouler, let the good times roll. Here is the hurricane card. Because we always have those devastating hurricanes that have come through and just uprooted everything. The Mardi Gras. So this is the Hanged Man. And the reason I chose this, because the Hanged Man, is about self-sacrifice, but it's also about a change in perspective. And that's what Mardi Gras is about. And since we're in Mardi Gras season, the old Mardi Gras, it was about people taking on different roles. The poor people pretending to be the rich people pretending to be poor, right? People going and beg for a chicken for the community gumbo and things like that. And if you're not, this is a cure de Mardi Gras that you see in the prairies. So you see it somewhere around False River, all the way to like Eunice and that area, right? All of our more prairie areas. They have that kind of Mardi Gras, which is quite different from like our New Orleans and our Houma Mardi Gras. Even Lafayette doesn't have that kind of Mardi Gras. All right, the law replaces justice, because if you don't behave, I'm going to call the law. If you ever had a grandma or someone like that, maybe a parent ever tell you, is the fais dodo. Here's the fisherman. The fisherman's replacing the hermit, because there's nothing like an old Cajun man going to sit on his wharf fishing and thinking about and solving all the world's problems. And here we got hot sauce that depicts resilience, which is strength. Because let me tell you, if you can eat a spoonful of that hot sauce, you definitely got some strength. Here's the truck card. It's replacing the chariot. And the reason I chose the truck, because I always think of these big trucks. And they're kind of a status symbol in our culture. As who's got the bigger truck, because you worked that off your life. And you can afford that $100,000 truck, right? And that's what this is depicting here. And it's mud riding through a cane field. And of course, we got the Colfax Festival, if anyone's familiar, where they do these mud riding and things like that. Mon chat, my love, or my baby. This is replacing the lover's card. Two lovers embracing one another in front of a beautiful angel statue. The Catechism. I'll be honest, this is one of my favorite paintings. It just came out beautiful. This church is just amazing. Just really amazing. The governor replaces the emperor. And a very stereotypical look of some of Louisiana's governors. We had a couple of them that looked like this. Edwin Evans, Jimmy Davis, We got Maman. Maman replaces the Empress. We got Nanan. Nanan's that old aunt, that great aunt that just, sits in the corner of the room and judges of you from the corner like this. And then she talks about everybody. Maybe I'm just thinking about my mama. The Magician card becomes Le Traiteur. And if no one's familiar with the Traiteur is like a witch doctor among Cajuns. And they sometimes they do some herbal medicine. They use that mamu plant. Or maybe some elderberry. They do some Catholic prayers. They put the onion on your feet. Okay? Or they can treat you for sunstroke. That's the Traiteur. And finally, the Couillon. And this is actually a good picture. It's my boy David. And if y'all don't know David is hard-headed and silly as all hell, but in like a 5 horsepower motor on a bicycle and then watching the bicycle fly apart because he's going too fast on the bicycle, or him standing up in a pirogue, which you're not supposed to do because your ass ends up in the bayou, because he don't listen because he's a couillon. And that's it. That's the deck, y'all. Like I said, I am so ecstatic. I had to share it with y'all this evening. And I really, really, really hope you enjoyed it. You can still order them. And so I placed the rest of the order today, for 250 decks to be made. They're going to be in the next probably 3 to 4 weeks. So I'm definitely planning on having them the first week of April. And then I will start distributing to the Kickstarter supporters, my Etsy supporters first, in order that those people have sponsored. And then I will have them and they will go on sale in June. We're going to have our launch party at Synergy Metaphysical in Lafayette on June 6th. And it's right before the Acadiana Metafest. So we're going to have a huge party. We're also going to have a silent auction. We're going to have the original paintings for sale that you can bid on. We're going to have a tarot reader reading with this deck. So you get to get that experience as well. And I am just ecstatic and just can't wait. And then after that, they're going to go on sale in the summer at my other vending spots as well. And I'll have some Visions and Vibes for sure. And I'm still going to be looking at putting them in other places as well, and around Acadiana, and hopefully in New Orleans as well. But thank you all for joining me this evening. And now just, quick run through. This is the box it comes with. And, it's got a little back to it as well, a little bit about it. And it's got the QR code again there. Same QR code here. That's here on the reference one here. And again, you can scan that QR code when you have the deck, and it's going to give you the website that has more of the deeper meanings of each of the cards. So again, we got different layers, right? We got the little quick guide that comes with the card. Then you got the online version that's a little bit more detailed. And then there's going to be an actual book for those who like the tangible book. The book is separate, and some people have ordered the book as well. All right, y'all. Again, thank you so much. Thank you so much, y'all, that have supported me through this and that continue to support. Again, I am just ecstatic. Thank y'all so much. Thank you so much. Y'all don't know how much it means to me to get this completed. This was a dream of mine, and finally I said it's time to get it going, and it's time to get it done. And Toby got these paintings done in 2 months. And here we already got the prototype from the printer, so I've been having them printing with Olivier's printing in Iberia, and I'm so ecstatic. Thank y'all again so much for joining me tonight. Y'all have a great night.